पौष शुद्ध द्वादशी शनिवार दिनांक 30 डिसेंबर 2017 चरक चिकित्सा अध्याय 7 सूत्र क्रमांक 126 27 28 25 26 27 28 शङ्खं चक्रं जलौकान् चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुद्यां शुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिन्दं निखिलगदवनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् ब्रह्मणो समारब्धा मात्रेयाद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदरतं वन्दे माधवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टाज्ञानी दृष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापकोऽभिषक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं प्रतनोति सः संवृद्ध्यर्थं हि कार्यस्य वयं न प्रयतामहे सरस्वत्यै नमो यस्याः प्रसादात् पुण्यकर्मभिः बुद्धिदर्पणसङ्क्रान्तं जगदध्यक्षमीक्षते आत्रेयं प्रथमं वन्दे आयुर्वेदजगद्गुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं गृहीत्वा हि सुरेश्वरात् अग्निवेशादिकेभ्यो यत् प्रेच्छत् सत्तमः प्रथमं तन्त्रकर्तारं तगिवेशं नमाम्यहम्। अद्य शनिवासरः अथवा मन्दवासरः पौष शुद्ध द्वादशी दिनांक 30 डिसेंबर 2017 चरक चिकित्सा स्थान अध्याय 17 सूत्र क्रमांक 124 से 128 मुक्ता प्रवाल वैदुर्य शंखस्फटिक भंजनम ससार गंधकाचार्क सूक्ष्मैला लवणद्वय ताम्रायो रजसी रूप्यं सौगंधिक सीसकं जातिफलं क्षणाद्बीजम् अपामार्गस्य तण्डुलाः येषां पाणितलं चूर्णं तुल्यानां शौद्रसर्पिषः. So the matra is quite big and Mukta Pravala Vaidurya Shankha Spatika Anjana and Tamra Ayorajasi Rupyam. This is also very strange. And Hikkam Shwasancha Kasancha Leadham Ashu Niyachati, this is one thing. But Anjanat Timeran Kasham Dilikam Pushpakam Tamaha Malyan Kandum Abhishandam Karma Chaiva Pranash. So by the way of Anjan, it is very useful in diseases of eye. And this is a strange thing that the adhikar is shwasadhikarika shwasadhikar, and it is useful internally in hikka shwasadhikar. At the same time useful for netra roga for anjana with anjana. So this is a bit different. So maybe I have prepared it at my clinic and I use it basically for anjan, not for shwas. काच म्हणजे कोणता पदार्थ? काच is glass. मुक्ताप्रभवैलूर्य शंख स्फटिकमञ्जनम्. Where is काच? काचम okay. अंजनातिमिरं काचम देलिकां पुष्कर्ता पुष्पकं तमः. काच बिंदु glaucoma, that should be the काच. So I don't remember the kacho yati tu. Linganasha in advanced stage becomes Kacha. That is one stanza in Netrarogadika. मल्यमिति मलदिग्धाक्षिताम्. षष्ठीपुष्करमूलानां चूर्णमामलकस्य च मधुना. No, here it is in the list of diseases. Sasara Gandhaka Charka. So it is Gandhaka, and I think it is Charka or something like that. तिमिरची उपेक्षा केली असता काच कलाच होती. Kach, I suppose he is saying. It should be Sasara Gandhaka Charka Sukshmaila Lavanadvayam. So if it is Kacha Gandha, Sasara Gandha, then they have to break it here. Sakshara Gandhaka Charka. Sakshara Gandhaka Chani. Iti Patha. So then that Kacha would refer to glass. If it is Kacha, Gandha, Kacha, Arka, like that. And Arka will be Rui. There is no problem with that. I was thinking Gandhaka Cha Arka Cha, but that doesn't go well because Gandhaka Cha Arka won't be like that. So it might be Kacha Arka Sukshmaela. Sasaragandha Kacha Arka Sukshmaela, and then that Kacha would refer to glass. Now, there was one article in between that glass was invented by foreigners. It is really not true. We have this reference of Darpana for Rama, and he saw that moon in the Darpana. And so how glass is used, I'm not sure. So Timir may become Linganasha, and that may further become Kacha. And no, we have varieties of glasses today, really speaking. So I'm not really aware how Kacha was used as a medicine or something like that, and what kind of glass they were preparing. But I visited one glass factory in Germany, and there was a demonstration of preparation of a glass and glass material like that, or utensils from glass. But I remember that I was living in Mahim, Matungara, and we had Bombay Glass Works behind us, and we used to see these things in Bombay Glass Works as well. Now it is no more, but there was that kind of thing. And as such, preparation of glass from the sand and other things was very well known in ancient India. So glass is not something which is invention by foreign countries, but a particular mixture heated at a high temperature becomes transparent glass. That is the thing, and this was well known quite thousands of years before. So this is something that we need to do. But anyway, I am not sure where kacha has been used or glass has been used as medicine. Now this seems to be the only reference we have come across up till now. But we may look at them. षट्टी पुष्कर मूलानां चूर्णमामलकस्य च मुदना संयुतं लेय्यं चूर्णं वा काललोहः. So this is also simple yoga. Shakti Pushkar Mula Amalaka Churna with Madhu. Or Kalalohaja. It might be Aguru. It might be Mandura. Sasharakaram Tamalakim Drakshang Gausha Shakrudrasam Tulyam Guram Nagaracha Prashe Navayata. So Sasharkara Tamalki Draksha Goshwa Shakrudrasa. This is one yoga. Tulyam Guram Nagarancha Prashe Navayata. The Guda Nagara is well-known combination. In Shotha, we have Vardhaman Gudardhaka Yoga. Here it is Guda Nagara Yoga or something like that. And Prashayan Navayat Tatha. So, even Nasya can be given. This I have used in emergencies, and when patient is at distance, can't come for medicines, then this is best thing to do. Tulle Guda Nagara. And even Nasya can be given. लक्ष्मणस्य पलाण्डोर्वा मूलं गुञ्जनकस्य वा नावयत् चन्दनं वापि नारिक्षीरेण संयुतम्. Lashuna Palandu or Gunjanaka Mula. Gunjanaka is also said to be Palandu Veda only. Gunjanaka is taken as carrot or gazer with this, with simile. But the Tikakar explains that it is a Palandu Veda only. Nave Chandanam Vapi, Narik Shirena Sanyutam. And this Tristanya, along with this Chandana, etc., for Nasya. Now, this is also a bit strange. And the route of administration is quite different. So, this will expel out kapha. And once the kapha is gone, then there will be relief to the patient. Sukoshtangautamandam va saindhaven avachuranitam snavayen makshikim vishtam alaktakarasena va. So Sukoshna Gardamandal Saindhavena avachurnita with Saindhava Navayat Makshikim Vishtam. So Makshika Vishtha, how do they collect it? That is still a different issue. Alaktakarasena. So Chardigni Vash Makshika Vit Makshika Evacha Vamaya. This is the reference. So Makshika Vit in Chardigni, it acts against shwas and hitma. But Makshika itself, it's Vamaka. I have heard from one chemist, such chemistry scientist, that his grandmother used to give Makshika for typhoid. and you have to catch hold of it, flying makshika, and then cover it with gudar, and when it is live, and ask the patient to just swallow it with water. And this was her favorite medicine for typhoid, and he was also giving it or something like that. Lakshmana Palandu, etc. प्रत्येक नारी क्षीर सहित वापरण्याचे आहे का? आहे की फक्त चंदन नारी क्षीरातून वापरायचे आहे? This is a bit controversial. As such, it seems that this is to be given with nari kshira. दशनस्य पलाण्डुर्वा मूलं गुञ्जनकस्य वा नावेत् चन्दनं वापि. So all va they come together for nari kshira. सुकोष्णं घृतमण्डं वा सैन्धवे रावचूर्णितं नावयन् वाक्षिकीं विष्ठाम् अलक्तकरसेन वा नारीक्षीरेण सिद्धं वा सर्पिर्मधुरकैरपि पीतं नस्तो निषिक्तं वा सद्यो हिक्कां नियक्षति. So in general, nari kshira with nasya or pana or nari kshira siddham va sarpir madhuraka api. So madhuraka siddha nari kshira and madhuraka siddha sarpi. Pitam nasto nishiktam va, either drunken or put into nostrils. What does he have? One. Talaka. सकृदुष्टं सकृच्चेतं व्यत्यासात् किनां पयः पानेनस्तक्रियायां वा शर्करा मधुसंयुतम्. So paya here might be milk or might be water, simple water. So hot and cold. So one time hot, one time cold, like that, alternatively. Pane nasta kriyayam va, either for pana or nasya kriya, sharkara madhu sanyutam. And that is to be mixed with sharkara and madhu. कालोलोहो लहा एव कैचित् तीक्ष्णं लोहं वर्णयन्ति गृञ्जनकं लोहितपलाण्डुः मक्षिकविति मक्षिका भवां मधुरकैरिति जीवनीः सकृत् कदाचित् व्यत्यासाद् विपर्यासात् उष्णं पयः कृत्वा शीतं कर्तव्यम्. वसुयोगश्चात्र विरुद्धत्वाद् उष्णेन कर्तव्यः. So when it is hot, then madhu should not be added, sharkara can be added. Otherwise you can add madhu and sharkara. अधोभागे घृतं सिद्धं सद्यो हिक्कां नियच्छति. पिप्पली मधुयुक्तो वा रसौ धात्री कपित्थयोः. लाजा लाक्षा मधुद्राक्षा पिप्पल्यश्वशकृद्रसान् लीहात् कोल मधुद्राक्षा पिप्पली नागराणि वा. What is adhobhaga? Something strange. I'm not understanding. Let us see whether we can find that. Pippali madhu yukta va rasau dhatri kapithayo. So dhatri and kapitha rasa with pippali and madhu. Laja laksha madhudraksha pippalya shakrudrasan lihat. Kola madhudraksha pippali nagaraniva. So this is lehana. शीताम्बुसेक सहसा त्रासो विस्मापनं भयं क्रोधहर्ष प्रियोद्वेगा hikka प्रच्छावनामताः. So सहसा शीताम्बुसेकः त्रासः विस्मापनं, so mesmerizing, bhayam, krodhaharsha priyodvegaha. vega. Hikka prachavalamataha. So these are very good for hikka. Hikka shwasa vikaranam vidanam yat praketitam varjam arogya kamaistat hikka shwasa vikarivi. So whatever has been said as the cause for hikka and shwasa, so those who are desirous of arogya, suffering from hikka shwasa, they should avoid it. hikka श्वासानुबन्धाय शुष्कोरः कण्ठतारुकाः प्रकृत्या रूक्षदेहाश्च सर्पिर्भिस्तानुपाचरे. So those who have hikka shwasanubandha for a prolonged period, शुष्कोरः कण्ठतारुकाः, and prakrutya rukshadehascha. So by nature they are rukshadeha. Sarpirvhistam. So they should be treated with sarpi. दशमूल रसे सर्पिर दधिमंडे च साधितम साधयेत कृष्णा सौवर्चलक्षार यवस वयस्था हिंगुचोरके कायस्थया च तत्पानात् इत्याश्वास प्रणाशयेत. So dashamula rasa and dadhimanda, in this the sarpi has to be made siddha. With कृष्णा सौवर्चलक्षार यवस वयस्था हिंगुचोरके कायस्थया च. Let's see. अधोभागे इति विरेचनद्रव्यैः. So I was not getting this meaning. दशमूले इत्यादि दधिमण्डः मस्तु इक्षुमूलकवाथ दधिमण्डानाञ्च मिलित्वा चातुर्गुण्यम्. Sorry, दशमूलवाथ दधिमण्डानां च मिलित्वा चातुर्गुण्यम् वयस्था ब्राह्मी कायस्था सुरसा. So I was also not understanding kayastha and vayastha. Vayastha can be even amalaki. So विरेचनहर द्रव्यैः सिद्धं कृतम्. तेजवत्यभयाकुष्ठं पिप्पलीकटुरोहिणी भूतिकं पौष्करं मूलं पलाशश्चित्रकश्चटि सौवर्चलं तामरकरी सैन्धवं बिल्वपेशिका तालिसपत्रं जीवन्ति वचातैरक्षसंविदैः हिङ्गुपादैर्घृतप्रस्थं पचेत् तोये चतुर्गुणे तद्यथा बलं पीत्वा हिक्काश्वासौ जयेन्नरः श्रोथानिलार्षो गृह्णी पार्श्वरुज एव च तेजोवत्यादिकृतम्. तेजो इत्यादि तेजोवती छविका अभयाकुष्ठं पिप्पली कुटरोहिणी भूतिकं पौष्करं मूलं पलाशश्चित्रकश्चक्षि संवत्सलं तामलकी सैन्धवं बिल्वपेशिका तालिसपत्रं जीवन्ति वचातैः अक्षसंहितैः हिङ्गुपादैः. So hingu should be 1/4 aksha and not 1/4 of all these. Prastham pachet toye chaturgune. हिंगुपादः इत्यत्र हिंगुपादशब्देन हिन्दु एककर्षापेक्षया शाणमानं गृह्यते. तथा हि अयमेव योगो हारितेन तेजोवती इत्यादिना पठित्वा उक्तः कल्पैस्तैरक्षसंहितैः हिङ्गुशाणेन संयुक्ते कृतप्रस्थं विपाचयेत् इत्यादि. So shana, Purshana is a karsha that is seams. So it should be 1/4 of the only aksha and not really 1/4 of all these together. मनुष्यला सर्जरस लाक्षारजनि पद्मकैः मञ्जिष्ठैलैश्च कर्षांशैः प्रस्थसिद्धौ वृतात् हितः. कर्षांशैः प्रस्थसिद्धौ वृतात् हितः. So Manushila etc. these are kalkas. Rajani Padmakah. जीवनीयोपसिद्धं वा सक्षौद्रं लेहयेद्घृतम् त्र्युषणदाधिकं वापि पेद वासाकृतं तथा. So जीवनीयोपसिद्ध with kshaudra. Trishunam dadhikam vapi. So Trishuna, Dadhika and Vasagrata, these are three separate Ghutas. वासाकृतमिति गुल्मोक्तम् तृषणपि तृषणं त्रिफलाम् इत्यादिना तृषणसंज्ञे एव कासचिकित्स्यते वक्ष्यमाणम् यत्किञ्चित् कफवातग्नम् उष्णं वातानुलोमनं भेषजं पानमन्नं वा तद्धितं श्वासकासिनी. So whatever is Vatakapagna, Ushna and Vatanulomana, either Bheshja or Pana or Anna, तद्धितं श्वासैक्यने, that is hita for shwasa and hikka. वातकृद्वा कफहरं कफकृद्वा निलापहं नार्यं नैकातिकं ताभ्यां प्रायश्रेयो निलापः. So kafahara but creating vata to certain extent, or vatahara creating kapha to certain extent. This also will do. Karyam naikantikam tabhyam. So one which is specifying both is better, but any of these need not be done. Only that or something like that. Naikantikam. Prayashreyo nilapam. And mostly anilapaha is shreya or something like that. So, though it is an obstruction by the kapha to the vata dosha, still it has to be borne in mind that the vata vitiates kapha and gets avarana from it. So main thing is vata or something like that. There can be another samprapti pratana samprapti or something like that. And therein you will have to deal with the kapha and remove that avaran. But santarpana would remain the main treatment at a gross level. Apatarpana may be required for a short while if the kapha is causing avarana and creating the vegas of hikka and shwas. So this should be well understood, and one should not give more emphasis on just addressing the kapha and neglecting the vata. So kafahara vatakrut and vatakara kafakrut. Both the things are possible in certain stages. But better to stick up to vata kafahara both, which is good for both. And if at all we want to embark, then it's better to embark on pavanapaha, payashya nilapaham. So anilapaha is more important, more frequently to be used. So this is to be understood. सर्वेषां ब्रूहिणीः अल्पा शक्यश्च प्रायशो भवेत् नात्यर्थं शमने पायो वृषो शक्यश्च कर्षति. So apayah sarvesham brahmanihi alpaha. So there can be apaya, and if we do brahana, but that is alpa and shakyah, shakyashcha prayasha. It is treatable. Natyartham shamane payah. If we do shamana, then that is no atyartha apaya or something like that. Brusho shakyashcha karshane. But if we do karshana, then it becomes ashakya or something like that. Now this has to be borne in mind for all diseases. In Jvara also he says, ki balam yatnena palayan baladhishtanam arugyam yadarthoyam kriyaka. So while doing randhana, the bala has to be maintained. Because arogya is dependent on bala. This is again Very important sutra. Arogya is dependent on bala, baladishtanam arogya, and yadartvaya kriyakramaha. So we are doing this for the arogya of his health, swasthya. And if the patient is not going to remain there, what's the point in giving that treatment? And this Tartamya Vivek or understanding doesn't remain. Particularly what we see in cancer patients, they want to give so aggressive treatment of chemotherapy or even in TB or AIDS, so aggressive treatment of AKT that the patient may not survive. The disease will go and patient will also go. Then what is the point? If he is not gaining health, then our duty is to see that the patient becomes healthy, he lives a longer life and good quality of longer life or something like that. If that is not happening, then what is the use of this kind of treatment as such? I had said about this that there was acute leukemia, young chap, 18 years, did chemotherapy, didn't work, did bone marrow transplant, that he says worked very well, and there was a complete regression from the bone marrow. But then the patient developed autoimmune disease. He developed jaundice. The bilirubin was 36. And since there were absolutely no chances for survival, he was referred to me. With 4 or 5 days of treatment, the bilirubin dropped to 33, 34. But still, he didn't survive and died after 4 or 5 days. Now, still the hematologist was boasting that bone marrow transplant was successful and there was complete regression of the disease. If the patient has not survived, what is the use of this? Should the parents be happy that, oh, our reports are very good and the cancer has gone? So we are interested in the person. We are not interested whether the cancer has gone or it has remained or something like that. The patient doesn't remain. It doesn't make any sense as such. But this is really the fact, and we just miss what we want to achieve, and get carried away with these reports and other things that everything is working very fine. There is very good regression. So we should give maximum dose and try to eradicate cancer completely, etc. And along with the eradication of a cancer, they eradicate the patient as well. And that is really not expected. So, Baladhishtanam Arogyam, if the strength is gone, then there is no Arogya. On the contrary, there can be death. There was another child, 5 year old, lung cancer. They gave chemotherapy, didn't work. He wanted to go for higher chemotherapy. I warned that it's not worthwhile to go for higher chemotherapy in such a child, 5 year old child. But father said, I want to give whatever is possible and that may save my child or something like that. He ultimately went for that, and with first dose he collapsed. The WBC count dropped down to 100. He was admitted in ICU. They struggled, nothing happened, and he passed away into the 2 days. So now the parent realized what I was saying, that giving aggressive treatment in a child like this and 5 year old child, is not worth of it or something like that. And ultimately, if the patient doesn't survive, then what the use of that? But this is very common now, and there are debates on that whether to give aggressive treatment or not, etc., etc. But we should really have a proper judgment. Unfortunately, that judgment is not there. Most of the times, they go by a whim, and there is no proper judgment. What's going to happen with this particular patient or something like that. तस्मात् शुद्धान् अशुद्धांश्च शमुनैर्बृहणैरपि एकाश्वासार्दितान् जन्तून् प्रायशः समुपवाच. So Shuddha or Ashuddha. Whether Shuddhi is possible, whenever Shuddhi is possible, you go for the Shuddhi. But if it is not possible, then Chamana or Bruhana has to be done. And this is in general principle of treatment. अनुक्त चिकित्सा पक्ष ग्रहणार्थम आह यत्किंचित् इत्यादि अनैकान्तिकं कर्तव्य विधिमाह वातकृत इत्यादि. अत्र हिक्काश्वासयोः चिकित्सिते विधित्रयं तत्र तावत् कफवातहरं प्रधानमेव उक्तं यत्तु अवशिष्टं तत्र दोषस्य विद्यमानतया अनैकान्तेन करणं नीयम्. एवम् उक्तेपि अनैकान्तेन चिकित्साद्वयकरणे वातहरस्यैव प्राधान्यं नीयम्. ताभ्याम् इति अनिलापहं च ब्रूहणं समानं भवति. This may not be the case always. It is sometimes anilapaha is also bruhanam. Bruhanam shamanam tvaya vayu pitta nidasya. Bruhan is shamana for vayu and vayu pitta, vata pitta. Tatra upapattimaha sarvesham ityadina. Gadantaranapi jvaradin hikkashvasa vad bruhanahan aha bruhane kriyamani अल्पः अपायः भवति शक्यः प्रतीकारः भवति. ब्रूहणजनित बलानां सुखजय व्यापत्तिकत्वात् इति भावः. So this is in general principle. Sarvesham bruhani yalpa shakishcha prayasho bhavet. This is particularly for hikka shwasa, but it is applicable everywhere. So when we do bruhana, there might be some loss or something like that. But apaya, there might be some apaya, but it would be not very much, and it can be treated. Later on, you go for apatarpana or something like that, do landhana, and you nullify that effect. But if you go for karshana, and if it becomes irreparable, reaches advanced stage, and the patient dies, then brusha ashakyasya. Mostly it becomes impossible to revert the condition of the patient. ब्रूहण जनित बलानां सुखजय व्यापत्तिकत्वात् इति भावः. So they can easily conquer the vyapatti when it is a bruhana, and that creates bala. So where to use rasayana and vajikarana? Swasya urjaskaram yattu tadvrisham tad rasayanam. This is again important. प्राणवः स्रोतस आणि हृदय हे मर्म जवळ असल्याने या सूत्राचा इथे उल्लेख असावा. That is another issue. What is the adhikar of the sutra? Sutra said at one place may become applicable at other places. Then where to say that sutra? This is big deal, big issue. Sankshepatak kriyayogo nidana parivarjanam. This is very famous sutra from Sushruta. But that occurs in Nethara Roga Nidana. Sarvanetra Roga Nidan or something like that. So it is principally applicable to Netra Rogas, but since this is a common sentence, so this becomes applicable for other diseases as well. In the same manner, the sutra has occurred in hikka, shwas, but no doubt it is helpful over there, but not helpful only in this disease, but in other diseases as well. So there was one conference on Vajikarana in 1982, I suppose. I was just passed out, 81 or 82, conducted by P.H. Kulkarni. And the whole focus was on sexual activity and infertility, etc., etc. Nobody really talked the use of rasayana and vajikarana for treating diseases. So स्वस्य ऊर्जस्करं यत्तु तदृशं तद्रसायनं प्रायप्रायणरोगाणां द्वितीयं प्रश्ननिमित्तं प्रायशब्दो विशेषार्थः युभयं. So both kinds of medicine do both kinds of works. So rasayan vajikaran can be used in treatment of diseases, and roga pratyanika can be used for rasayan and vajikaran. Both the things are there possible. But when we say for rasayana and vajikaran, it is only to be used for these rasayana and vajikaran purpose. That is what we feel. But the use of rasayana treatment for cancer, say for example, has nothing to do with old age or something like that. We want to go for prashasta dhatu nirmana. We want to go for avoiding untimely miserable death, and that is achieved by rasayana. So this is a perfect use of rasayana in a disease as such. In the same manner, we may try to find out use of vajikarana in diseases. I'm still struggling hard with this because in hormonal imbalances, I want to use vajikarana dravyas. I'm trying, but still the ideas are not very clear, crystal clear, and which dravya to be used where, or even in manasa vikaras, vajikarana dravyas might be of help. That is another issue. But which dravya to be used where? See, Krodha and Kama are opposite to each other. So if a person is hot-tempered, maybe Vajikarana leading him to Kama would pacify his Krodha. Krodha jayati Kamena or something like that. In Ch.Chi.17, this is the sutra. And with Vajikarana Dravyas, it might be possible to pacify his Krodha. So like that, which is Swastha Urjaskara. Rasayana and Vajikarana is Swastha Urjaskara. And that can be used in varieties of diseases. And from this perspective, we need to understand the text. Pansarkar, I have said this before also, Pansarkar used to say that in the initial part of the treatment, you emphasize on the avastha, samavastha, and the ramavastha, and general chikitsa sutra. Then you go for doshaja prakara, vataja jora, pittaja jora, something like that. Then you go for some symptoms associated with jara. And later on you switch over to Rasayana and Vajikarana. So the later sutras explain yogas which are Rasayana and Vajikarana. And in a chronic condition or even in acute conditions, without Rasayana and Vajikarana treatment, it is not possible to conquer the disease. So, in such a scenario, it is rather bruhana that we are trying to provide. And even though it may seem to be aggravating disease or symptoms to a certain extent, still they are treatable, and those conditions, and overall the patient's health will be maintained. But if we really go for Karshana, too much of Karshana or something like that, then we may cross the limit and indulge in Balakshaya, etc. And if that happens, then there are no chances of survival of the patient. So in naturopathy, they have extensive Langana, and some people tolerate it, some people may not tolerate it. That is the issue. No doubt, Langan is a very good treatment, and if done properly, it fetches very good results without any medicine. Only thing is how to implement it, how long, how far should we implement it? That's key issue. And if you have proper judgment, then only we can do it. You should have perfect balance for that, and then it is possible. Shamana tu natyartham apaya bhavati. So there is no atyartha apaya in Shamana. कर्षणे तु क्रियमाणे अशक्यः अपायः भवति वृषश्च भवति. So ashakya apaya, and that is what is happening regarding chemotherapy right now. So while killing the cancer cells, you also kill normal cells, and then the apaya, loss of immunity, is tremendous, and that leads ultimately to miserable death, untimely miserable death. So is that our objective? Our objective is to cure the patient and not really to kill the cells, cancer cells or something like that. But unfortunately, in conventional medicine, that has become the principle of treatment. And there are very few people, few doctors who have a rational view and decide whether to go for chemotherapy or not. Or something. Yesterday only there was one case, advanced case, and I asked them whether they want to go for chemotherapy. Then he said we inquired. Some people advised, but some people said no, it's not better to go for chemotherapy. And so I decided not to go for chemotherapy. Something like that. So if you get advice like that, then that is fine. But there are people making money, and they see that it is very simple to force the patients to go for chemotherapy and get money. I had seen one case in Kalyan. She was on the verge of dying, and the oncologist had said that they should go for aggressive chemotherapy. It's a very advanced case. And her husband was asking whether it is worth that I will have to sell my this farm to get money to do this chemotherapy, 8 to 10 lakhs rupees or something like that. I said, don't do anything. You will lose your wife and your money both. There is no point in treating her with chemotherapy anymore. She's not going to survive even 2-3 days. So don't do anything. But unfortunately, there are doctors like this who want to have their own share from the chemotherapy treatment and whatever may happen to patient or his family members, etc., etc. So this is quite disgusting. अशक्यः अपः भवति अशक्यः इति असाध्यः एतदपि कर्षणेन अल्पबले पुरुषे भेषजादिना रोगजयस्य दुश्चकत्वात् इति ज्ञेयम्. When the bala goes down, so we cannot conquer the disease. That is the thing. and that is most important. Balam hi alam doshaharam param taccha balapradam. When they say go for mausalasa or something like that. Here Vata Prakopa is in Pranavaha Srotas, so Durbala Bruhana is main line of treatment, but Vata Prakopa in Annava Srotas as in Gulma, then Karshana, Patu, Lavana, Ushna, Amapachaka line of treatment is there. Only thing is this is Avastiki treatment. For particular stage you have to treat that. Further, you have to come back to Bruhana once again or something. When the Namavastha is gone, then ultimately Vesheshakshapite Pathyam Ahare Bruhanam Kramat. So when their Vesheshak Deha is Vesheshakshapita, then gradually one has to do the Bruhana of the body or something like that. And so the zero figure etc. are all humbug things. You should have proper someone proper build up of the body and have proper strength as well associated with that. न्यायोपपादितं ब्रूहणशमनं ब्रूहणं वा प्रायः कर्तव्य तया उपसंहरन् नाह तस्माद् इत्यादि. So bruhana or shamana has to be done and so it comes to the end. तस्माद् इत्यादि. अत्र शमनम् अशुद्ध विषयं ब्रूहणं च शुद्ध विषयं केचिदाहुः. So if shuddhi is not possible, then shamana has to be done, and in shuddha person bruhana has to be done. Shamanasya eva tu bruhanatvam kechid udaharan. Actually, it is the other way. Bruhanasya shamanatvam. I remember one incident. I was in Consultor's home some in the morning, 7 8 o'clock, and I had suddenly severe pain in my knee joint. I was surprised why I'm getting this pain. And I just asked Consultor, and he said, have Shatavari and Ashwagandha. I took that, and immediately pain stopped without any external thing to be applied or something like that. So, Bruhana is also Shamana, very good Shamana or something like that. Now, what is the role of Shatavari and Ashwagandha? Why did he suggest that? That is still another issue. These are Vatashamaka, there is no doubt about it. And these are Bruhana. But it immediately stopped. That is the thing. So Bruhana is also Shamana, and that has to be used at appropriate times when it is an indication for Bruhana. So Shamana or Bruhana, both the things are important. तत्र श्लोकः दुर्जयत्वे समुत्पत्तौ क्रियैकत्वे च कारणं लिङ्गं पथ्यं च हिक्कानां श्वासानां चेह दर्शितम्. So why they are Durjaya, and the reason is the same. Samutpattu kriyaikatvam cha karanam, and the treatment is also the same. Linga pathyam cha hikkanam, and what is linga, lakshana and pathya for hikka and shwasa that has been said. इति अग्निवेश कृते तंत्रे चरक प्रति संस्कृते अप्राप्ते दृढ़बल संपूर्ते चिकित्सा स्थान हिक्का श्वास चिकित्सितम नाम सप्तदशोऽध्यायः. So here we come to the end of 17th chapters. दुर्जय इति इत्यादिकः अध्यायस्य संग्रहो व्यक्तः. इति चक्रप्राणादित विरचितायां चरकतात्पर्य टीकायाम् आयुर्वेद दीपिकायां चिकित्सास्थाने हिक्काश्वासचिकित्सितं नाम सप्तदशोऽध्यायः. So we'll just begin with Ashtadashodhyaya and then stop today. Oh, it's on the previous page only. अष्टादशोऽध्याय अथातः कासचिकित्सितं व्याख्यासमेते अस्मान् भगवानन्तर्यः हिक्काश्वासानन्तरं समानचिकित्सितत्वात् ततः हिक्काश्वासकासानां परस्परानुबन्धित्वाच्च कासचिकित्सितम् उच्यते. So samanachikitsa and paraspara anubandhitva hikka and kasa. So kasa is said further. Actually, if kasa is the cause for shwasa, kasa should have been said first and then shwasa, as what Bhagavata does or something like that. But here in Charaka Samhita, it is the hikka shwasa first, the 17th chapter, and then is the kasa chikitsita. So the logic behind Charak is a bit difficult to understand. Saindhava in hikka. Yeah, it is used for nasya, and so I think in Vagbhata, clear reference. From here also we can derive, but clear reference is in Vagbhata, and that works fine, and we can get good results of that. That is very well seen. So let us conclude today and continue on Monday. आयुर्वेदप्रकाण्डो निगदितैः हि शल्यतन्त्रप्रधानः शिष्येभ्यः शाश्वतोऽयन्निखिलजनकृपा व्याप्तचित्तेन येन आयुर्वेदस्य वाञ्छन् पुनरपि भुवने ताञ्च सुष्ठु प्रतिष्ठां श्रेष्ठं धन्वन्तरिं तं प्रणमति च सदा वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनम् विरम्यते व्याख्यानव्यापारात् परश्वः पुनरपि मिलिष्यामः. Happy New Year to all. Actually, our Happy New Year will be in Chaitra. Chaitra Shuddha Pratipada. So better to do it at that time.